following announcement has been paid for by the WZWA Network.
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on.
Oh,
Wait, no, that's better.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, what's that? The Three Horsemen.
Yeah. What the
Wow.
hell? What's going on here?
Well, I mean, we'd organised the Four Horsemen show, and it seems like some things are just a little bit too important for some of our members.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Could someone enlighten me on what's too important for this occasion?
Oh, well, look, I mean, I won't divulge. I don't think it's necessarily my place. If anyone else would like to jump in, they can. Feel free.
I will. You know, I will divulge. I will take the low road here.
Oh.
Okay.
Hang on. We've got someone here. Hang on. We don't need. We might not even need to divulge.
WZWA Network.
Because Local Boy has just subbed at tier 1 for 4 months, currently on a 4-month streak, and he has also just offered to step in as Juicy. What do we say, boys?
Jeez, do we get a special guest horseman?
Is that going to work?
Does that work?
Well,
I mean, it works for me.
why don't you try jumping in, Alex? I believe you're still.
This is unprecedented.
It is.
We've got a run in.
We do an absolute run in.
Unplanned run in. Unbelievable.
That's shades of who we are going to be talking about tonight. The man of many unplanned run-ins.
Mm-hmm.
Well, probably planned, but on the in the realm of wrestling, they were unplanned. Our boy New Jack.
Yep. So Local Boy will not be jumping in. He's
okay. He just gave us pre-cum.
Yeah,
okay,
just got us all hot and bothered about it, but whatever. Anyway, while we may be a man down, Juicy Boy is not in attendance. It's me. It's that Luke Monet. Above me, the host with the most from the West Coast. One of the co-hosts of the Insider's Edge podcast, found on all your favorite streaming services, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, even found in video format on YouTube. Karlifornia.
Good to be here, mate.
Yep, and
good to be here.
Right below me, copy and paste everything I just said, but change the nickname from host with the most on the West Coast to Mr. 55.
Yep, that is me. I am Mr. 55, Jack Wallace, and I am here with a Melbourne bitter.
Very nice.
Ready to talk some jive.
Oh, God.
Yep, I've got an alcoholic seltzer.
All right. Well, I'm on the water because I'll be playing dad duties tomorrow while my beautiful wife is once again hungover.
Amazing.
Just doing responsible dad things. But guys, we're here for, unfortunately, one reason and one reason only. This morning we woke up, obviously Australian time, so different depending on where you are around the world, but we woke up to some terrible news that Jerome Young, or better known to everyone as New Jack, unfortunately passed away to a heart attack. This came to a shock for everyone. It wasn't something that seemed to have been a long-term thing. It just kind of happened, and that was it. I want to quickly open up the chat to you guys for a little bit, obviously because you guys did interview New Jack last year, I believe.
Yep.
So I wanted to open up to you guys to get a bit of a word in as to what your opinion of New Jack was when you had the chance to interview him, how everything went. Salvatore says shock, ? Exclamation mark. More in the sense that, it wasn't something that was really affecting him the days prior. He was seen with friends, family, all that kind of stuff the days prior, and then all of a sudden the news came and that was it.
Yeah.
But I'll open the floor to you guys to have a quick chat discussion as to what you guys thought of New Jack when you had the chance to interview him. Let's start with Karlifornia while we're here.
Okay. Well, yeah. When it's funny how it all came about, because I was, a lot of times where I've managed to somehow, some way score an interview for the Insider's Edge podcast. Sometimes it's just I've just taken a stab in the dark, and that's no pun intended there. But New Jack, I just sent him an Instagram message out of the blue. thinking he's not going to read this, but asked him if he'd be keen for an interview, and he replied in a couple of minutes, and sent along an email, and so I emailed, and it was his wife's email. I guess she kind of organizes all that kind of stuff for him. So we booked it in, and it's safe to say me and Al Jack were pretty nervous.
Nervous as fuck.
Because you know what his reputation is, and my nervousness came from not knowing how unpredictable the thing would be, not wanting to ask him questions that's going to piss him off or annoy him, which I know can happen a lot of the times when marks are doing wrestling podcasts and interviewing wrestlers. They tend to ask stupid questions. Even Chris Van Vliet has done that before with Don Callis.
Yeah.
So it's always possible that we could be the ones that, get yelled at by New Jack.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I know me and Jack, I was nervous as shit before he had joined the Zoom call, and he popped in. He was chill. He was nice. He answered our questions. But I had noticed something about him during the interview, that he was very short with his answers. So we really had to be on the ball the whole time to fill in the gaps and kind of stretch the thing out, because I was worried at one stage we might only go about half an hour here, but we managed to pull off a pretty good interview. And I think I was disappointed at the time because I wasn't sure if we really nailed it because of the short answers and everything. But a long time went by. It had been up for ages. We'd had thousands of views on this thing, and I rewatched it, and I was like, you know what? That actually wasn't bad at all. I think we actually did a pretty good job with the interviews. So, but yeah, like one thing I felt with him though was like he didn't have the same pep and enthusiasm like he does with like a Sean Oliver from Kayfabe Commentaries, and I felt like he was a little cloudy.
Right.
But that being said, he was 57 at the time. He has been hit in the head a few times over his life, and so when you're getting older, I can imagine that, especially with all the injuries he's had over the years, that he might not have the best memory, but he did great considering. So yeah, that's my recollection of the interview. I wasn't sure at the time if we really nailed it. And it wasn't on him. It was more on I thought me and Jack might not have done a good enough job. But then looking back, I was actually quite proud of what we achieved that day. And it was like the first, nothing against our previous guests like Godfather, Bob Holly, but this is like our first real big get, because New Jack is, people search on YouTube specifically for him every single day.
Yeah.
That's why it's the number one viewed video on our channel. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of the discussion after that interview was posted was the fact that, there was new questions involved. There was new information coming out from a New Jack interview, which hadn't been seen in a while. And that, I mean, that probably would have assisted New Jack in, staying around a little bit longer and getting that interview done and having a bit more length on it. Because there was a lot of questions that hadn't really been touched too much by other interviewers. So and
I know that's something that we really wanted to really nail, because I know Carl's seen a shit ton of New Jack interviews, if not all of them, and I've also seen my fucking fair share of them. I mean, I was researching this guy for I discovered him in 2005 playing Backyard Wrestling 2.
Yeah.
And then through through CZW when I was in primary school and stuff like that, finding deathmatch wrestling on YouTube, you grow to sort of love that shit, and then it sort of becomes obviously a cult icon within that scene. Yeah. And obviously when you're much younger, he sort of becomes a fascination, so to say. So going into this interview, I was nervous as fuck for that reason. And on top of that, I also Carl and I really wanted to nail the questions, because we're both tired of hearing the same old questions in so many fucking interviews with the same old people. Like, we do try to ask different questions, which is why it can be, at times it felt like a little frustrating that we may have not been getting what we'd wanted. But I feel like in the end, hindsight is 2020. and we did. I think we did a great job. And even today, when I was doing those little clips, man, like he was laughing and he was actually enjoying it.
Yeah.
And when that's probably one of the first times I've been able to look back at it, and his reactions and responses were genuine. Like he was just, it's obviously, as Carl said, he's taken a lot of shots to the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think some of the good shit that we asked him on that interview. What we did right was we avoided mass transit, we avoided Vic Grimes. Maybe we mentioned him a little bit, but we avoided all the incidents, the stabbing stuff, all that crap. We avoided all that because what's the point? He's talked about it so many times over the course of his life. Show him the respect of asking him about some other shit.
Yeah.
And I think one of the most important questions on the interview is exactly as in the title of the episode is how he changed him.
Yeah.
So asking him about were you a different person after that happened, and him admitting like I was never the same. Like I might seem like I was the same, but I was never the same after that. He went through a traumatic event when he went off that scaffolding.
Yeah.
So and for us to I don't know, I just felt like that was the first time that I had seen him talk about how it changed him as a person, not just the fact that he was blind in one eye and got bad headaches and things like that. He actually said it changed him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you mentioned those incidents and stuff like that, and we won't dive too deep necessarily into the incidents themselves, but I wanted to get your opinions on some of the reactions that have come out since New Jack's passing. Obviously, it's no secret that New Jack was pretty infamous, to say the least, because of these incidents and because of, a few different factors. What do you guys think about there's about half of the responses to the death have not exactly been of a positive nature.
It's because
go ahead.
it's because wrestling fans are just fucking stupid. And I'm gonna open up a whole can of worms here because this is fucking frustrating me for months now. And today was like, seeing a lot of these comments people are making about him, like people that have never spoken to him or met him in their life, or they're just reading fucking dirt sheets, they're watching shoot interviews, they're just fucking, indulging in fucking internet bullshit about, New Jack, who yes, did some pretty shitty things, but at the end of the day, does it make him a fucking bad person overall? Like, not at all, man. Like, he was a family man by the end. Like, he had his loving wife. He was married by the end. Like, he was completely normal when we spoke to him, other than obviously the difficulties because of, all the shit that he went through in his career. So to see a lot of people judging a book by not only its cover, but also just the fact that they're just fucking going off the opinion off a lot of like, they're just being sheep, basically. It's fucking frustrating to see. I know that we can sometimes like come across of having really sheepy opinions when we're ripping on AEW, but at the end of the day, like, I feel like we actually can back up those opinions where when we've had arguments with like people we're on Twitter or in a private Facebook group or on Facebook posts publicly, wherever it may be, a lot of these people that are saying this stupid bullshit are usually the same category of fans. I won't put that category out there, but I mean, those that know, they know. And they can never, ever back up their arguments. They just say it, and then they just fucking hope that, they're going to get likes or attention, or fucking, Dave Meltzer's going to come suck their dick. I don't know, man. So I don't know. I just think a lot of the reactions have just been fucking bullshit.
Well, no,
and
you're absolutely right, because the thing is, obviously, New Jack's known for all of the incidents, the hardcore style and stuff like that. But you can tell who knows what they're talking about and who doesn't, based off of the fact if they bring up Smoky Mountain Wrestling or bring up the stuff that's outside of that category that New Jack is often boxed into. Because New Jack obviously did all the hardcore stuff. He did all the fucking ridiculous stuff, out of the box, everything like that. But he was considered a really good worker before all that stuff happened anyway. And it didn't stop him from being a good worker when he was doing the hardcore stuff. But people will only look at, those incidents, the hardcore stuff, the big spots and stuff like that, when he was actually like a decent worker. Carl, I can see you're itching at the bit to get something in there as well.
Well, like just to back up what Jack was saying, like I had to like stay off Twitter today because I went on for a little bit and I couldn't help myself. You know, I had to bite back at some people who take the time when somebody had posted a, you know, rest in peace, you know, a tribute to him. For example, Simon Diamond, Pat Kenny, posted a funny little story about seeing New Jack teaching a bunch of trainees how to wrestle, and through that process, showing how actually quite good he is at working. And Simon went up to him afterward and said, "Jack, I didn't know you could work so well." And Jack made, I'm not probably not getting the verbiage right, but he said something along the lines of, you know, don't tell anyone, otherwise I'll have to cut you, because you know, because then everyone's going to expect me to start doing this shit.
Yeah, you just
And,
couldn't be fucked doing it.
yeah, and you know, it was just a funny little story. And some guy has to come along and be a wet blanket. And you know, how is this funny? He said he would cut you, like he was joking, dude.
Obviously.
You know, I'm sure you're fucking real fun at parties, bro. Like you don't get the fucking joke. And you're going on Twitter, you're looking around for this shit. You look at something that you don't like and you have to comment on it. How about you just like move on to the next thing, bro? The guy died today.
Yeah.
Like he died. Just give it a day. Give it a day before you start throwing your toxic fucking skid mark opinion about how you feel about the attempted murderer. Like, fuck, man. Like, that's all you've got. That's all you've got. You how can you pay tribute to an attempted murderer? Like, you weren't there. You don't know the situation. Okay, he's talked about it. He's half in character sometimes in interviews. He's half in character sometimes out of interviews, you know? And I just, I get fucking mad because wrestling fans, I've found over the last 2 years, have got worse and worse and worse with their entitlement, with the way that they carry themselves and how just disgusting they are in giving what they think should be, you know, going on in wrestling today, or what's right and what's wrong. You don't see anyone that follows any other sport or entertainment thing. You don't see anyone else act the way that wrestling fans do.
No.
They're fucking pigs, and we're wrestling fans. And there is a good 80% of diehard wrestling fans, I would say, that I would never want to have a fucking conversation with. I would never want to sit down with and watch wrestling with, because these people are just fucking stupid. And it just fucks me off that they had to fucking come out there today and fucking say shit. They had to fucking rip on him. And it's fucking disgusting. You know? Yeah, he made some mistakes, but people can make mistakes in their life, like Nick Gage. Doesn't mean he's a bad person. You know, you can make mistakes, but if, you know, fucking most of your existence you do good and try to do good, then overall, I think let's consider them good.
Yeah.
And so I just think all of those fans out there, those toxic pig skid marks, can go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
That's all I've got to say. I don't like taking it so seriously, but I've been getting real worked up about the attitude of these wrestling fans over the last couple of years.
Well, no, it's completely true. And the fact is, I have to try to explain this to Tash, my wife, that there is a huge disconnect between different types of wrestling fans. And it's crazy when we try to describe what this kind of wrestling fan is as wrestling fans, because by that logic, we're all grouped into the same thing, but it's so completely different. You've got all these people that have got such a ridiculous opinion on wrestling. They can't either A, see a broader picture, or B, just aren't, it's what they're watching. They're not actually comprehending what's going on in front of them.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the host, local boy. Scared the absolute hell out of me.
Crowd pop there.
Jesus. Crowd pop. I did not know we had that as the sound for it. So that scared the fuck out of me. Well, look, I mean, we're half an hour in. We've done a bit of a chat as to, you know, New Jack. Why don't we watch some clips?
Let's do that shit.
Let's do that. Now
let's do that shit, man.
we've got one loaded up now. Obviously, when we're playing through them, it's got a shuffle, so we'll see what pops up as they pop up. We'll get a chat in before each video changes, but First up.
I hope you have adverts turned off.
No,
now.
we installed
even
ad
get
block.
ad block.
We installed ad block. We're all good.
Thank God.
I'll turn it off after the stream so I can support local businesses with their ads. Stupid.
Fuck's sake.
Word of advice, boys.
yeah.
If you see a dude wearing a New Japan shirt and wears glasses in public, just run. That's usually a dumb person.
Yeah.
Local boys are New Japan fans, so this chat could get very interesting.
Yeah, local boy's gonna stick up for himself, I reckon. But Salvatore's got a good point. I mean, there's a lot of people like that, unfortunately. And I don't think local boy fits under that. I think local boy's smart enough where he knows. Obviously, he's got some opinions we don't like on some
He
wrestlers
knows
that we
when
don't like.
something's stupid.
Yeah.
And he knows when something's good.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know.
obviously he likes some wrestlers that he shouldn't like, but you know what? We won't hold that against him. Overall, his wrestling mind is pretty good. He's probably going to bag me out in the chat. But anyway, let's move on to the clip. There it is. Hey, he's already getting started. Moving on to the clip, it's going to be... Yep. New Jack
Yes.
crashing Jim Cornette's interview. This is a
I love a
classic.
bit of Jim Cornette.
This is a classic.
Chris Benoit and trying to injure purposely. And of course, it was the other way around. And there's somebody knocking on the door.
Wanna see who it is? Yeah, why the fuck not?
Sean Oliver just like,
Why can't we be free?
I just love the reaction.
Why can't we be free? Why can't we be free? I know you're working for the CIA. Oh yeah. I forgot the rest of the words, but fuck them today. Why can't we be free? Oh shit.
Let me stand up. Let me stand up. You could not have done anything else but that silliness that I wouldn't come here. All right. I'm too old for this.
Me too.
Mustafa, hey, you're older than both of us.
I remember seeing this for the first time without any knowledge of, at the time, Smoky Mountain or anything like that, and thinking this was the weirdest combo of people ever, but then obviously doing your research into it and being like, fucking hell.
So goddamn it. That's all I can say. It is what the fuck.
oh man, fucking
And there you go.
Cornette's podcast this week is going to be interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Very interesting, bro.
Because that's the same thing I've been doing. I like it more than doing something. Because when you do something, you generally get in fucking trouble. When you do nothing, people leave you alone.
That's true. That's true.
You can't-
Well, you gotta look at it. I look at it like this. I wasn't happy about getting hurt with Vic, but after I did, I get a check every month.
That's right. You guys fucking fell off the roof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been getting paid for it.
Well, good.
It was some. I had some sense to get some kind of insurance.
Okay.
So I'm alright. I'm not doing this shit no more. I told him I'll stand on the side and cheerlead your ass, but I'm not doing it. I can't do it.
You still in Atlanta? Are you both still in Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm in Sacramento.
Sacramento,
I'm in Jacksonville.
Florida. So basically, y'all moved as far apart from each other as you could without getting on a boat, right?
Yeah. Hey, stop. Hey, you got this on tape? Yep. You do?
Oh my God. This is a historic occurrence.
No, all bullshit aside, then we going down to South Street and tell some lies and make some promises we can't keep. For the record. All right,
Just
I'm
takes
about
a
to
seat.
squash all the silly shit now for the fucking record. I always give credit where it's due. We started out, the big break that we got was with Cornette. He put us on TV. He did the mainstream thing with us on TV. And it was a chance that was being taken. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I give anybody fucking credit. If it wouldn't have been for what he did, it would have been a lot harder. We could have probably got it later on, but he took a chance on it. I had no idea what the fuck he was taking a chance on. And to me, being black and beating a white boy in Tennessee was heel enough. But then he came up with the idea, be racist. So we did. And I didn't know. I had no fucking idea what the fuck I was doing at the time because I thought the shit was funny to just be riding them down the highway fucking with white people. I had no idea they had never seen black people in person until I showed up. I had this one white dude, I swear to God, I'll never forget. I don't know what town, but this little kid comes up, he says, "No, Jack, nice meeting you." said. And he walked away. I said, come here. He said, I'm sorry. I said, what'd you just do that for? He said, well, my daddy said if you get close enough to one of y'all, it'll rub off.
Oh,
And I said, you little big head motherfucker, come here. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, that was the kind of shit that we had went through that I had never been exposed to. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, we had our differences. Everybody fucking do. You know what I'm saying?
and I gotta say one thing also. Nobody else, when you came out that night in Knoxville the first night and cut that promo, and Jim Ross is standing there, and he had no idea. He knew, but he just still didn't have much idea what was about to be unleashed. Nobody else could have talked that thing over like you did.
I didn't know what I was about to say.
He had it was live every night. Every live round's coming because he didn't know what he was going to say, and I can't tell him what to. I can tell him what to act like, but I can't tell him what to say because how am I going to tell him what to say? How am I going to talk like New Jack and write New Jack shit?
Cornette told me. He said the first promo we did on actual TV before Jim Ross. I mean after Jim Ross. When he told me, he said, just go out there and just go. Just make white people mad. And I'm sitting back there like, what can I say to make them mad? So I talked about us. The NAACP was picking at us. I called them a bunch of fucking yard monkeys, whatever the fucking yada yada yada, whatever. And we did the shit. And I was like, one thing that I realized, I don't know why white people hate so bad when you tell them to kiss somebody's ass and you're black. Kiss my black ass. For some reason, they fucking hated that. And that's what I ended the promo with. And I was like, Ricky and Robert, yada, 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 kiss my black ass. And everybody was like, it was almost like being up under a bed and you coming out. Boo! They just started booing like real hard. They did not fucking like us. You know what I'm saying? And in the first promo, and Jim Ross sitting there like, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, it was just not shit playing.
It was believable.
What was the warning?
It was also a little bit too far ahead of its time. Quite honest with you, it was too far ahead of its time.
No, it wasn't out of control. It was
just too far ahead of its time.
It was just okay. And then the first promo I did to really set the fucking stage when we did that, I think it was Warrensville, some shit like that. We went up there.
Remember better than I do.
Yeah, but that was one I'm gonna tell you why I remember it. Because we rented a van. It was 5 of us, and the cop was so mad. He told us to drive. Don't go through the town, but drive the back way. And the back way was a mountain that was a swirl for like 4 hours. And we wore the fucking brakes out going around this motherfucking mountain. I was like, if we run off this bitch, they'll find us in like 2012.
It wasn't even on the map, that one place we went to. You know that one place we was talking about? We
But
wasn't on the
the
map.
thing that we did, he came back. And see, this is something that a lot of people don't understand. A lot of shit that we was doing, cutting promos, it was his idea. People don't realize it, but the first fucking promo saying it was always this, oh, New Jack, your reason, he said it, right? And he ain't honest to God, the first promo, he said, Jack, go out there and cut a promo. And I said, on what? He said, just do your thing. Say something that made white people mad. And I'm sitting there like, well, I could go on for that shit for fucking years. He said, say something about OJ and turn around and walk back off. And I'm cutting this, this was on you. I'm cutting the promo. And he said, when I got down, to the little thing, and I said, I want to give a special shout out to my homeboy OJ Simpson. Keep up the good work. 2 less to worry about. And that set the stage for motherfuckers was coming at us like, what the fuck? Well, see, to me, I hadn't been in the business but a year. So I didn't know no better. I didn't know I was going to be in touch with motherfucking cops still calling black people colored. And like, we don't allow that shit up here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I mean, like I said, we had our differences with like a whole bunch of shit. You know what I mean?
We had to put a graphic up. The views of the gangsters are not necessarily the views of this television station.
Right, but see, the thing was, it relieved them of being responsible for us. But with the fella with the whole freedom of speech thing, it said we was allowed to do it. Right. So now it was just that fucking gray area we was swinging in. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, like I said, and I would sit at home sometime and just think about shit. What the fuck can I do, or what the fuck can I say to just piss the people the fuck off, and not knowing, because I hadn't been in the business that long, not knowing that what I was doing was like committing fucking suicide. I thought the shit was funny. And it was just one night. Now I remember this part too. Now I remember somebody just sent me the promo on fucking MySpace. Yeah. With me, you, and D-Lo, and you called us that night. We had left the building, and you said, Jack, I've been in this business for a long time. And you said, I have never had anybody to show me out or show me up on a promo. He said, but tonight, you got me. He said, I'm going to give you credit. He said, you got me. And the promo, man, why I don't remember important shit like a court date, but I remember this shit. He came out and said, let me manage you. He said, it was an angle. He said, let me be your manager. Let us meet, yada, yada. It's New Jack. I could take you places and yada, yada. I managed the Midnight Express and rock and roll, whoever, and yada, yada. We do your thing. He said, when you don't know when to cheat and when not to cheat. And for some fucking reason, the only comeback I had was, and I could never say ancestors. I would say sisters. And sisters, right? And I said the gangsters are black owned and black operated. And I said every time you get some black people doing something, white people try to show us up. You know what I'm saying? I said it was some shit about, we did the fucking New Edition, y'all had new kids on the block. We did MC Hammer, y'all got Vanilla Ice. It was like a bunch of crazy shit, right? And I said, you brought our ancestors over here, chained to the bows of a slave ship, yada, yada, yada. We built the city up, built the fucking country up, and now y'all want us to go back. And I said, we ain't from over there anyway. So we just went on. And that's what he called me on. And then I was like, well, it meant something to me for him to say the shit, because he was like, even though it was a word, it was business. To be told that, I outdid the motherfucker that's been known for cutting fucking promos, it meant a lot to me, knowing I had been in the business, but now a little over a year. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I've always just been like, I don't deny nobody the credit. When it got down to the end, when we wasn't seeing eye to eye, we got the fuck on. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I've always said, regardless, I'm too old to be mad at people about stupid shit. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm older than you are.
Dude, I'm about to turn 47.
I already turned 47.
Okay, well,
jeez.
Jesus.
It's what, 10 years back now?
It's just a point where it's like, with the
11.
shit we did,
Fuck.
it made it a lot easier going through Smoky Mountain, because it put us on the map. I've always been told I don't know when to say something and when to be quiet. Well, so fucking what? That's the way it is. You know what I mean? I had a child psychiatrist told me I was fucking crazy. I said, no, you crazy. And I was 12. So if I'm telling this motherfucker he crazy, if I'm telling my mama, bitch, go jump off a bridge, then you really think I give a fuck about telling somebody else, you know what I'm saying, how I really honestly personally feel about you? So that's how the shit went, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I done said shit bad about him. He done said shit bad about me. We done all talk bad about each other, whatever the fuck case may be. But like I said, when it came down to business, the business was there. You know what I mean? When it came down, and I mean, like with him, Ricky, Robert, Tracy, I told you that last night. We all made money, and they all taught me a whole lot, because with Ricky and Robert, they taught me so much shit in this fucking business, I could never take it away. But it wouldn't have happened if we hadn't went down there, and he took a chance on us. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it planted a fucking seed for us to become whatever the fuck we became. And now that y'all done got old, I'm getting the fuck on. It's just all good. I mean,
hey, wait a minute. Do I have to split my fucking payoff for the shoe?
Hey, look. I'm just filling in the fucking gaps, goddammit. You guys, look, this is a commercial. So, but hey, man.
Wait a minute. I just coughed.
I know, right here. There you go.
There you go. Jack, hey.
Good to see you, man.
It's good to see you, too.
And I mean,
hey, you know what? That's all I wanted to hear, and I'll tell you something you want to hear. You meant a lot to me. You were a talent. I apologize when we got, like you said, when we got sideways. I don't want to disrespect the fact that you guys worked hard for the whole time you were there, and you did a lot of shit that probably, with the one time we had the street fight with the Heavenly Bodies, and we ended up fighting out the back of the Knoxville Coliseum and across the street and up the hill toward the Marriott Hotel. And there are cars coming down the street seeing two white guys in fucking swimming trunks and a guy in a red and blue fucking jacket suit with a tennis racket whacking the heck out of these three black guys that are running like they just stole something, and they're honking the horn. They're calling the police on cell phones, and there's one guy with a video camera chasing after it.
That's when Carluzzo came down, and I was there for that. That was great.
Thank you, Eric Sims, the topper. Has got to jump in. But yeah, you were there for that. Yeah. And Mustafa, even though we never said anything bad about each other, I love you too. I love you too, man.
That's so sick.
Give my regards to everybody that you fuck with down there.
I will.
Well, we'll get to this one in a second. But geez, there was a lot to take away from that one as well. In the fact that it was Jim Cornette's idea, really, wasn't it? Yeah. It has a little bit more on it now that we watch it back now that he's passed. You know, because we've watched, I mean, I don't know about you guys. You guys have probably watched it more than I have, but I've watched that clip a couple of times. It does feel a bit different considering the image that he had till the end. Now thinking about it, knowing that he was actually instructed to do it and they just ran with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be that early in your wrestling career and be already that good at cutting promos
Yeah.
is, you know.
Well, and as
it's,
no, go on.
no, it takes time to get good at stuff like that. But so for him to be that, and it very poignant that the first video that we see on here is essentially about how it all began for him.
Yeah, definitely. Mr. 55, any thoughts on that clip before we go into the next one?
Just love me a bit of Jim Cornette.
Yeah.
Fucking good shit.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to move on to the next one. I don't know exactly what clip this is. Okay. So it's New Jack, the last cameo to his fans, apparently. This is the one that we've been linked into this one.
Gosh.
So let's take a look and see what we've got in store here.
And I stopped by to wish Matt a happy birthday from Adam and Leon. They told me that all you do is sit at home on the couch and eat fucking cheeseburgers and hide them up under the fucking couch. You fat motherfucker, you. They also told me that you don't get pussy when you sit around the house watching Scooby-Doo cartoons and jacking your dick. You nasty fucker. I hope I see you where I can cut your goddamn nuts off. From the original gangster, New Jack, happy motherfucking birthday. New Jack, the original gangster. And I'm stopping by for the second time to holler at Snacks. You fat motherfucker, stay on the phone and make Adam his goddamn money. If you don't, I'll come and see you and cut your motherfucking head off and feed it to the hog. You fat piece of shit, do your goddamn job, bitch.
Fucking hell.
The original gangster. And I'm stopping by for the second time to holler at Snacks. You fat motherfucker, stay on the phone and make Adam his goddamn money. If you don't, I'll come and see you and cut your motherfucking head off and feed it to the hogs. You fat piece of shit, do your goddamn job, bitch.
Man. I mean, that's why people loved New Jack Bart, is he's just so unpredictable with everything he does.
That's yeah. So those, I guess, were his last cameos that he had ever sent out.
Yeah, and it sounds like
he still got it, bro. He still got it. Like when the camera's on, when me and Jack interviewed him, he was very kind of quiet and subdued or whatever. When the camera's on and he's going to be in character, he still had it, even just in the last year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah. And I think all those cameos were to the same person. I think he ordered 3 cameos from New Jack just to get him to insult him over and over again.
Can't blame him. Cannot blame him.
No, cannot. No, I wouldn't blame him. But the next one we're going to move on to is, geez, this is a long one. Do we want to go a long one or do we want to go to some quicker ones?
Let's go to some quicker ones. How long's the next one?
40 minutes, 25 seconds.
Fuck,
Oh,
I'm
that
watching
was that was the one. That was the one that was supposed to be. You fast forward it to near the end of the match, and after the match, New Jack raps to the crowd. It was his retirement match. But just move on to the next
All
one.
right. Well, the next one's actually from us. One of our clips from one of our interviews with, our interview with New Jack, the one. No, it keeps, sorry, because it's on shuffle. That would be why. Here we go. This is the one that was meant to come up. Every insane New Jack dive ever.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's bound to happen. We had to watch this. There was no chance we weren't going to watch this. So let's take a look at every insane New Jack dive ever.
Of course.
Yep, starts it off. Man,
God,
just rough.
dude, fucking landed on him too.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Bit of a beat. Oh no. Fucking hell, man.
Fucking hell.
Fucking, that was in TNA. That was stupid, man.
It's just like he's not even attempting half the time to break his fall. He
Fucking
just,
hell,
he
man.
just went all in on it every single time.
Oh God, Dudley's got fucked up there.
Yeah. Oh. Man, he just soars.
Fucking hell.
Just soars, man.
Fucking hell, man.
You have to be so fucking precise, man.
Yeah. Oh, fucking flattened.
That's
it.
a rough land. That's rough for the person taking it too.
Yeah.
Jesus, he was going backwards there too.
Ow.
This is CCW. Fuck me dead. Oh,
wow.
Jesus Christ. Is that on Gertner?
So sick, though. So sick.
Every time, man, it was fucking pandemonium when he did this shit. I remember the one that impressed me the most, dudes. After Danbury, he was off TV for quite some time, you know, but not as long as you'd actually think. Very next fucking appearance, dude. What does the cunt do? He did a fucking dive off the balcony again.
Jesus Christ.
After that fucking shit with Vic.
He's just mental, man. He was always
Getting It probably meant a lot to him to just be like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm still doing it.
He was committed to his trade more than anything, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Just loves diving off things. Oh. Some of these are heavy landings.
Yeah, some of these are fucked, man.
Oh no.
Off a
TNA.
cherry picker, you fucking. Oh, that's fucked. Was that TNA?
Yeah. That was a nice landing, that one. That was pretty smooth. No.
Fucking hell, man.
You just see him sprinting off some.
The ones where he just kind of just like splashes, it doesn't have to jump. He makes it look fucking easy. But it's not. But fuck. Running and diving with an elbow drop. Like that, that's fucking crazy, dude.
Jesus.
Oh, it's on Mustafa.
Fucking hell. He's just insane, isn't he? Just an insane dude.
I wonder he did drugs and drank, man. The amount of adrenaline that cunt must have had gone through his body after shows because he's doing this every fucking event.
Fucking hell.
Good sake, man.
Disappears off screen. Oh, there we go. Better angle.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, ow.
That's crazy shit right there.
Fuck me.
Jeez, I didn't know he did it this many fucking times.
This guy.
He's the king of it, man.
Yeah.
He's the king of it.
Oh, God. Oh.
That's fucking crazy,
That's
dude. How high up is he this time?
we got to be getting to the end. Yeah, we've got the last video. Oh fuck me!
Oh my god, dude. There's nothing else underneath that except fucking concrete.
Absolutely fucked. And that's it for that one. Fucking hell, man. Just know, all he wanted to do was entertain, didn't he? It's just diving off of everything.
Oh my god.
See, so when people go out there and talk shit about him, it's like, bro, look at all the shit he did for you.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any of this. Oh, I paid for his house bullshit. Look what he did for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of those ones there were fucking probably at some indie shows that weren't even going to be airing on fucking TV or pay per view.
Yeah.
He did it for the people just in the fucking arena. So
Exactly right.
Yeah.
fuck, man.
It's fucking
Yeah, it's all still a bit surreal, isn't it? It's all a bit.
It is.
It
Man.
is, yeah.
Well, you know what, guys? I mean, I know that we've talked about him for a little bit. I wanted to play one more clip before we potentially look towards moving on to the rest of the night. We're nearly getting to an hour's point for this one, and that was the kind of time frame we wanted to keep it to. But I wanted to show just one last clip from the Insider's Edge podcast featuring Karlifornia, Mr. 55, and New Jack. And they cover some memories with Sandman and ECW. So let's take a squiz at this one, shall we? We'll see a couple of recognizable faces while you do. So let's give it a browse.
Thing.
Oh, nice. It's a nice intro there.
I wanted to kind of seg into you joining ECW and immediately working with the Public Enemy with yourself and Mustafa. How was that for you? I just watched the footage of your debut a few hours ago. How was that for you, that first night in ECW?
It was nuts. It was nuts. The fans were crazy, and I mean, it was an atmosphere that compared you can't compare it to nothing else. It was just off the fucking hook. You know what I mean? And we came in and we got established from day one, and we did a run with Public Enemy, and it went over real good.
Yeah, you guys beat the absolute piss out of them. They were bleeding, and it was a shame that the table fell to pieces as you were about to splash onto one of the guys.
Yeah.
But you could totally see that this is a perfect fit for the gangsters in ECW. How were you guys received in the locker room when you first joined, and who did you get along with the most out of the gate?
Me and Sandman got along good.
Yeah.
But as far as getting along with people in the locker room, I mean, everybody was cool with us, you know what I mean? We didn't go in there fucking with nobody, trying to fight nobody or nothing like that. We went in, we did our thing, we got paid, and we left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I hooked up with Sandman, and we was doing all kind of crazy shit, you know what I mean?
You got any stories of partying with the Sandman and what you've got up to?
Well, me and the Sandman, we hung out a lot, okay? And we would do our little drugs, and everybody would be like, "Oh, New Jack and Sandman doing drugs again." I'd be like, "So fucking what? We doing them? We doing them." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we did our thing. You know, it didn't affect us working no kind of way or nothing. We just went out there and did what we had to do. After the show was over with, we go back to the hotel and we'll keep doing drugs.
That's
Sounds
awesome.
fun, man.
That's great.
Jack?
Yeah, when your music was played during your matches, what was the story behind this? I can imagine it would have just pumped you up so much, especially with all the fans, the atmosphere, and then you've got the music. How was that really pumped you up? And how was the story?
That was my idea. I told Paulie one night, I said, let our music play throughout the whole match. And he was like, for what? I said, just trust me. Let the music play. I said, I'm trying to do something. I said, let it play the whole match. I said, it's gonna be like a long, like a fight scene in a movie. You know what I mean? With the music playing over and over. I said, let it play. I said, if it don't work, we'll scratch it. You know what I mean? I said, but let's try it and see how it works. We did it. After the show was over with, he came up to me. He said, I want you to do that every night. And I was like, I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? And the fans liked it, and everybody enjoyed it, and it went over well.
I wanted to throw this out there quickly. I know that you wanted to move to the next thing, but I thought there were 2 more videos that might be good to finish this off on.
Okay.
Yeah, go on. Go
If
on.
that's cool.
I'm intrigued.
So I thought we could bring it down a little bit before we bring it back up. If you could play the Mikey Whipwreck reaction to New Jack's death.
Okay.
This will be interesting.
And then follow that with New Jack, What's in the Bag?
Yeah.
Plus Who Left a Crack Pipe in his hotel room. That might be a nice happy ending.
Yeah, so that's good. That's about 6 minutes. That's not bad timing at all. All right.
So hang on, I'll just take this quick moment right now. So everyone that's watching right now, so we will not actually be ending the stream once we are finished with the Four Horsemen.
Yep.
We're going to be actually taking a quick 2, 3, 4 minute intermission to sort of switch hosts. We're going to see if the stream is actually going to keep running. So you guys might have to let us know how this works and if it's smooth or not, and if it's a smooth transition. And we're going to be playing some Day of Reckoning with Tony Khan. So definitely stick around.
Yep, definitely. All right, guys. Well, let's take a look at Mikey Whipwreck reacting live to the news of New Jack's passing. Let's take a squiz at this one.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I hope that's not true. That's true. Really? The bottom line? You read it? Bottom line. No, you read the bottom, the last text. No. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding. That's what, yeah. Oh, I guess, let's hope that's not true. I don't think you'd be lying, Jamie, but let's hope that's not true. You know, that would be. Go right to Twitter. Yeah, Twitter knows best, I guess, right? Chris, we're gonna get this done for you in 1 second. I hope that's not the case. I'd be ashamed. Oh yeah, it says he had a heart attack in North Carolina. Oh God, if that's the case, he would know best. Yeah, that's. I guess rest in peace, New Jack. Wow, awful way for you to have to find out, Mikey. I know you spent a lot. What's your favorite New Jack memory that you can tell everyone right now?
No, just give me a second. Like just
make you smile when you hear the name. We did that cage match. Or was it before the cage match? With me and the Public Enemy against the Gangsters and New Jack. And I hit Jack with something. It was a bit hard, which for me is not very normal. And it hurt a little bit. So he got me outside the cage. And he hit me with his frying pan. That was like not one of those cheap dollar store frying. It was a legit heirloom type frying pan. Yeah, it felt like fucking cast iron. Yeah. He hit me so hard, everything was like a negative. He was actually white. Yeah, I looked and said, God, Jack, you're white. He goes, motherfucker. That's how hard he hit me. Everything was like reversed. Yeah. God. I guess you know what if that's a good story to sum up New Jack. You know, like New Jack was a badass and kind of did things his own way, right? Yeah. I mean, working easy. It really was easy to work with.
So the thing about that's interesting is the fact that he was considered, a really good worker, easy to work with and everything through all the stuff that happened.
Yeah. That was strange, that video.
Yeah.
That's a very odd video. I feel like that guy was very not Mikey, obviously the host.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Just give Mikey a second, man. Like, stop.
I would have been like, "Do you need a minute, bro?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to get his fondest memory of him just after finding out that he's no longer around.
Yeah, that's
just a bit too much on that one.
It's like it's like a friend of ours passing away, and someone goes, "What's your favorite memory of him?" Straight away, I'd be like, "Hold on a fucking second.
Give me a bit to process what's just happened here."
Anyway, let's end it on the good note.
So you wanted to end it with what's in the bag and the crack pipe. Yep, cool. All right, well let's round this one off with a nice high memory there. Pardon the pun. Of New Jack. This will be a lovely way of wrapping things up. So let's take a look.
It's become a Yushu tradition. It's time for what's in the bag. We take a random gym bag.
Hold on. Take the bag off your lap. I done seen that trick before. I did that to a bitch at the fucking movie theater. I said, "What's in the bag?" And I stuck my dick. I stuck my dick through a hole. And she's like, "Oh God, butter." So take that bag.
Take a bigger bag than this.
Fucking hell.
Got the soul of a black man and then some.
Oh shit!
It's great.
I ain't born for the banana in the tailpipe.
The random wrestler's gym bag. I'm gonna pull out an item, and it's like those old psychology tests. I want the first name that comes to mind when I hold up an item.
All right.
First name in the business.
Shoot.
All right. Go.
Sandman.
Who did Sandman say when we did this? Do you remember? No, New Jack.
Did he?
I believe, right? Yeah.
Probably did.
Okay. What do we got here? Okay.
Wait.
What's that? Weed? Sandman.
This is gonna
No. Rob Van Dam. That's Rob. Hold on. Oh, fuck you.
It's a prop.
It ain't real?
It's a prop. It's a prop. It's not real.
You sure?
Yes.
Me.
What?
Me.
Oh, you. Okay.
Me.
Hell, checking it out.
Rock. The hard stuff.
Everybody.
Everybody.
The whole locker. Everybody. The whole locker room.
Okay, go ahead.
Still trying to get in the bag.
No. I can't say that he dead.
I know what you're gonna say. Let's say somebody else.
Somebody else. And Louis. Shit.
All right.
Who's he gonna say?
You keep
Piccoli.
If you snort that,
Louis
it's gonna
Piccoli.
be unpleasant, probably. But go ahead, man. You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
I said, me. I told you they gonna hook me up. I'm here for a month. I don't ever want to go to sleep.
Still got a little bit. We've got the last story that comes up after this one.
Along the same lines, we're going to go to the next chapter. Honky, Chic, and Dundee. Costin asked, what's your opinion on the Honky Tonk Man and the Iron Sheik?
My opinion?
Yeah.
I ain't got no problem with either one of them.
Very good.
I don't love them like, intimate, but
I would hope not.
Iron Sheik is I mean, no. Honky Tonk Man is the cool motherfucker. I ain't never had no problem with it. And I mean, the Sheik is just the fucking Sheik. It's like he's like, it's what you see is what you fucking get. And I mean, that's my dude.
Okay.
That's like that's you know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing bad to say about it. Even though last time we was in this motherfucking city and he went and goddamn talked to fucking the manager of the hotel or somebody opened up my fucking room and they went there and took my fucking room and wouldn't let me get in my own fucking room, and then he wouldn't give me the key to go in his room and I was homeless for an hour.
I remember actually we were here because we shot something the next day. So we actually got the suite that you were kicked out of the following day. We were moving the furniture, this is a true story, moving the furniture around to rearrange the room, and there was a crack pipe under the couch.
Bullshit.
Swear to God.
No, that is a true story, but it wasn't from us. It was there.
Oh, now it wasn't from you.
No, honestly,
No, it was there.
I'm gonna tell you how I know that it wasn't from the crew that was with us.
Because she kept asking you to go find it for him.
Because somebody had mentioned, where can I find one? So if they would have known that they was sitting on that motherfucker, that goddamn video would have been real short.
It was pretty short from what I remember.
Well, it would have been shorter. It would have been like a commercial.
And with
That's
that,
a great line to end it on.
yeah, it's a great one to end that one on. What a dude! Just
Oh man.
Yeah.
such a character. One of the
So fucking
last
sick.
real characters. I mean, Salvatore mentioned earlier. New Jack is one of the last links of pro wrestling that has carny criminal past, and that's not a bad thing. Should embrace people who are outlaws. They made the business, and it's true, because the industry was so much different 20 odd years ago. But it doesn't mean that any of it was bad, because it led us to where we are now. And while the current product may not be what we like, arguably you could say that without pioneers in that kind of category, we wouldn't have wrestling today.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're looking to wrap this up, so I just want to final thoughts on everything that's happened today. Where your head's at on the entire situation? Let's start with Mr. 55.
An absolute shock, to say the least. I think the shock is the best way to say it, but also at the same time, it was going to happen sooner or later. Let's be real. I just wasn't expecting to really be anytime soon. I thought he was doing really well. As far as I'm concerned, like, as recent as a day ago, he was still on social media, just talking like he always was, and there was no news about him actually having any health issues. This is kind of all come left field, but at the same time, I feel like it's like he's lived 90 lives. I mean, not 90 lives, 90 years in 58 years of life. So it may have been his time. I mean, if he didn't have any health issues, it may have just been natural causes. Fucking just a heart attack. And what else can you do, man? Like, the guy lived life to the fucking full, lived fast, and fucking did what he loved doing.
Absolutely.
So fuck, man. But props to him, respect to him.
California.
Yeah, I'm just glad that I had the chance to talk to him, and over the last, I'd say, 10 years, he and I had spoke brief words over Messenger here and there. I remember I'd seen a shoot. I can't remember who the guy hosting it was. I don't know if it was Wade Keller, but he was interviewing Raven and Sandman at a made-up bar, like a
set.
It's like it's like a set. Seven Sandman drinks at the bar, and anyway, the gangsters come in halfway through to join in the interview, and they made a complete mess of the whole interview. They destroyed, made such a mess on the bar. It was all wet. Shit was everywhere. Peanuts were everywhere. They didn't take the interview seriously whatsoever. And I messaged him and I said, "Hey man, I just watched this fucking thing where you and Mustafa do a run-in on this interview with Raven and Sandman, and you guys fucking ruined the interview." And I was laughing my ass off, and he found it funny too. That was the first time we properly interacted. And I remember years later, I'd put up a post about Lemmy from Motorhead passing away, and he actually commented on the post, wishing me wishing condolences toward me and all that shit. So I've just thought, it's just funny that I had these random interactions with him over the years before we did the interview. And what's a funny fact, guys, you might not be aware of, on the 8th of April last month, New Jack performed in his first match in 2 years, where he teamed with Tony DeVito and HC Loke in a 6-man tag at a show called Then and Now in Tampa, Florida, against 3 young guys. Obviously, Then and Now is what the show's about. But yeah, just crazy to know that New Jack actually worked a match last month.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was awesome, man. I don't give a fuck what any of these stupid marks have to say about him. They judge him on some random shit that happened, throughout the years, but they don't realize they've never even entertained the idea of actually seeking out what he did in the wrestling business. And he is infamous for a reason, and he stands out in a sea of thousands upon thousands of people that tried their hand in wrestling, as one of the best talkers and one of the most infamous and controversial characters in the history of professional wrestling. So that's all I've got to say about it.
And,
fucking legend.
Yeah, to be honest, there's no better way of summing him up, to be honest with you. That's about as good as it gets. So with that being said, may New Jack rest in peace. He hasn't had a lot of peace in his life. He's been quite the crazy guy, so hopefully the afterlife lets him chill out for a little bit, just get some R&R into him. There he is. Terrible webcam quality, but that is...
There we go. There we go.
There we go. That's better. Now we're getting there.
There we go. Just waiting for that lighting to get its shit sorted out.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's the Four Orsemen. Stay on the Twitch. We are jumping into Day of Reckoning very shortly. It's been Luke Monet, above me, Karlifornia, below me, Mr. 55 Jack Wallace. We will see you very shortly. I'm just going to switch to the starting soon card, guys. Hang around. Use the chat.
We'll be back with you after these messages, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you soon.